Hey everyone, this week in the Psalms, we're getting political. Yay! Religion and politics together. What could go wrong? Well, let's hear from Psalm 47. Clap your hands, all you people. Shout to God with loud songs of joy. For Yahweh, the Most High, is awesome, a great king over all the earth. God has gone up with a shout, Yahweh with the sound of a trumpet. Sing praises to God, sing praises to our King, sing praises. For God is the King of all the earth. Sing praises with a psalm. God is king over the nations. God sits on his holy throne. The princes of the people gather as the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong to God. He is highly exalted. So we hear something in this psalm that we hear through countless psalms, this idea that God is king. But what does that mean? What did it mean for them in ancient Israel? And what does it mean for us today in 21st century America? Well, one of the things that we hear in this psalm that we've already seen before is this idea of universal worship. All you peoples, God is king over all the nations. And I use the name Yahweh, right? That's God's name to point out that this is who they're talking about specifically when they are referring to their God. But he's not just the God of the Israelites. Yahweh is it. He is the king. And as you track through the Psalms, through the script, the Hebrew Bible in general, there is this shift from, well, there are lots of gods, but you should only worship Yahweh, to actually Yahweh is the only God that really exists. And so in the end, that's where everyone will worship. Now, at the same time, we see that it's tied to what Yahweh has done specifically for this group of people, for the people of Abraham. And so we have to avoid this temptation towards being exclusive. Instead, we ask, or they needed to ask, if this is how God has acted in our history, well, what has God done and what does God want to be done? As this king's subjects, how do we live? Tomorrow we'll talk more about the policies of Yahweh that center around justice. Now, the danger for us, I think, is to just make these kind of pointless statements of, well, God is on the throne no matter who wins. There's a level at which obviously that is true, but there's another level where that ends up being us shirking our responsibility to love our neighbor on a larger scale, which really is all politics is. We have something now that they didn't have in the ancient world, a vote. We have a say, we have a voice. And so your vote is not all that matters, but it's also not meaningless if you believe that God is king. Again, a similar danger to what they face in the ancient world is to think that God is on the side of this party or this politician. See, it's that same impulse to be exclusive. Again, we just kind of change the way that it works. And so if we still do believe that God is king, we don't want to use God to force our beliefs on others. Instead, if we trust that God is in control, how can our beliefs in this God lead us to bless the most people in need?